HMAS Perth will advance in column of route. Centre, quick! HMAS Perth, exercising its right and privilege to pass through the city of Perth with swords drawn, drums beating, bands playing and colours flying. Scroll bearer.
Your right and privilege to do so is acknowledged. HMAS Perth, with the authority of the Lord Mayor, councillors and citizens of Perth, I bid you welcome and permit you to pass.
HMAS Perth will advance by the centre. Quick! General salute. Presents arms. Guard,
Okay, well, it could be in for a tough month indeed. Good on you guys. Thank you very much. Morning, everybody. Thank you very much, everyone. Brett, so how are you, mate? Take yourself. Where are the medals from? Where are you from? Tough family. Good on you, mate. Thank you for being here.
Around the front seat.
Right. I'll walk with you. Walk with you. What should I be looking at?
Thank you. Could you all please be seated? Ladies and gentlemen, it now gives me great pleasure to introduce the Right Honourable the Lord Mayor, Mr Basil Zemplis, to address the parade.
Thank you very much, Michelle. Can I begin by acknowledging the traditional custodians of the land we are meeting on, the Whadjuk Noongar people of Western Australia. I would also like to acknowledge Commodore Ivan Ingham, representing the Chief of Navy and your host officer today. Commodore, thank you for being here, and it is with our great appreciation that you have joined us with your family. Air Commodore Fiona Dow, Senior Australian Defence Force Officer WA, Acting Assistant Police Commissioner Alan Adams, our City Marshal, Senior Officers of the Australian Defence Force, thank you all very much for being here and honouring us with your presence today. Mr Peter Jarvis, President of the HMAS Perth Association WA branch. I had the good fortune to say hello to Peter and some of his former crew members and crew mates, and what a great pleasure to have them in the city of Perth today. Mr Tom van der Tort, Secretary of the HMAS Perth Association WA branch. Mike Bailey, Chairman of the HMAS Perth Memorial Foundation. Lieutenant Commander Robert Hughes, Commander of the Westralia Flotilla. Mr Colin Bancroft, representing the families and relatives of the HMAS Perth 1 crew. Colin, we are honoured by your presence today, and thank you very much for being here and for all that you represent. To Patrick Gorman, the Federal Member for Perth. Pierre Yang, MLC, representing the Premier and City of Perth elected members, Councillor Fleeton, Councillor Leeser, Councillor Gobbett and Councillor Coe. Thank you very much for being here with us on this auspicious occasion. To the Freeman of the City of Perth, Chas Hopkins, former Lord Mayor of the City of Perth. Charlie, thank you greatly for being with us. To Reg Dawson and to Michael Sutherland, and last but by no means least to our City of Perth CEO, our Chief Executive Officer and also your Master of Ceremonies today, Michelle Reynolds. Michelle, thank you for presiding over today's ceremony and also for everything that you do for the City of Perth. We are a better city for having you as our leader. Finally, friends, families, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, including my own boys and girls, although Anthony might not, that could be Anthony actually, he's very noisy, and my girls who are here and Amy, thank you to all of our friends and family who support us in everything that we do. What a great day this is. The crew of the HMAS Perth, right in the heart of the City of Perth. What it represents is special to all of us. I am well aware that the HMAS Perth has gone through a period of renewal and regeneration and a reimagination, as is our City of Perth, where we stand right now. A $1.5 billion city deal with a university just to our left, soon to bring around 10,000 people every day into our City of Perth. And Rose Street, just behind us, the winds of change have begun. This ceremony dates back to medieval times. It's quite beautiful, it's quite special, and it's wonderful to have you all here today. And how special it is that the HMAS Perth is based here off the coast of Western Australia, right near the city from where she takes her name. That's very special to us. The origin of the privilege of freedom of entry and the colourful ceremony attached to the granting of entry by a city has a much deeper and historical significance than the modern ceremony that you see this morning. In the 11th century, walled cities in Europe and European trained soldiers for defensive measures and city protection were behind the message and symbolism of this ceremony. It's moved on and modernised, and today it represents all of the great things about our Royal Navy, all of the great things about our city, and all of the great things about the HMAS Perth. And what I particularly love are those former crew members of the HMAS Perth being so proud of what the modern incarnation represents and being here today to enjoy the splendour and the pageantry. So like the crew of the HMAS Perth, and indeed the beautiful ship, Perth is on a journey of modernisation, but very, very mindful of the great traditions of the past. We're a city on the move, and we're a city that is excited about our future. And as I look out today and see the faces of the people who are on the ship, the HMAS Perth, I'm reminded of what service means how important it is, and how in this time when many of our friends and family in other parts of Australia aren't experiencing these great freedoms and privileges that we have, how lucky we are to be associated with Perth, how lucky we are to be able to move around our community so freely, and how lucky we are to have people who protect us when we need protection. That's what the Navy does, that's what our armed forces do, and that's what those who are custodians of our great state and city have been good enough to do for all of us over this recent period. Can I acknowledge also the City of Perth Brass Band, and those of you who are here today might like to give them a round of applause. It's wonderful to see our band out alongside the Navy Band. Nothing suggests that a city is alive and well like colour and movement and music. And to both of our bands here today, how glorious it is. And perhaps, ladies and gentlemen, just perhaps today's great pageant and ceremony is a forerunner of another parade that we might have through the streets of Perth in a little under 4 weeks. Wouldn't it be magnificent to have two competing AFL teams right here where we are now for a grand final parade on the Friday before the AFL grand final comes to Perth and Optus Stadium. All of that is before us, but today we thank the crew of the HMAS Perth for honouring us, for being here, for everything that you do to keep us safe, and to many of you who I just had the opportunity to chat with in our brief walk around. I know many of your families are not here with us today. They are interstate or in some cases overseas, and they are not as lucky as we are. Our thoughts are with them and our thoughts are with you, separated from those people closest to you. Final thing for me to say to the ladies and gentlemen before me, first beer is on me in about 45 minutes. We'll see you then. Thank you, everybody. What a great day.
Thank you, Lord Mayor. Would you please all stand as HMAS Perth gives a general salute to the people of the City of Perth.
God, general salute, presents us. God, home. Lord Mayor and citizens of Perth, we salute you. HMAS Perth, move to the left in column approved.